Good evening and welcome. This is really a lovely evening, and we're really pleased to welcome the class of 2019. We have missed you here in these front rows. We're glad to have you back. Congratulate all of our athletes in this class who are going to be competing for championships over the next several days, whether in boys soccer, girls soccer, boys lacrosse, or golf. We're going to be behind you all the way and really looking forward to some awesome competition and bringing home some tremendous trophies. Want to offer a very warm welcome and a little bit of a cool place to all of our families also. We're delighted that you're here with us. We know that this culminating event and the culminating events to follow this one in the next several days for this class, we hope that they're really special events for you and help you to think back and reflect on all that these students have accomplished and all that they have ahead of them. It's quite a special group, and we're really quite proud of them. And we're also grateful for you for all of the support that you've offered us as we have walked this journey with them. I want to just make one small program note, and that is that our upper school head, Miss Cindy Trask, unfortunately had to leave town over the weekend to tend to the illness of her mother. Her mother died on Tuesday, and so Ms. Trask is not going to be with us either tonight or through the rest of the week. But we have Mrs. Boozer standing in with some award citations and other ways that we will be filling in for her. But we ask that you keep Mrs. Trask and her family as they face this loss in your thoughts and prayers. I would like now to ask Collier Ballard to come forward and read our scripture, followed by Betty Abagaz.
A reading from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 4 through 7 and 11 through 20. There are varieties of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are varieties of services, but the same Lord. And there are varieties of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. But one and the same Spirit works all these things, distributing to each one individually as he wills. For as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ. For by one Spirit we were all baptized into one body, whether Jews or Greeks, whether slaves or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. For in fact, the body is not one member, but many. If the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where would be the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where would be the smelling? But now God has set the members, each one of them, in the body just as he pleased. And if they were all one member, where would the body be? But now indeed there are many members, yet one body.
Please pray with me. Dear God, thank you for helping us all through our time here at Westminster. We thank you for the amazing classmates, parents, teachers, and faculty members that have supported us through our journey. We hope that the bonds that we have created during our time here will remain strong going forward. We are a class with all different interests and talents, and we thank you and Westminster for giving us the opportunity to explore them. As we come together tonight, let us find joy in celebrating our fellow classmates as we honor their accomplishments. Let each of us use our talents and abilities to make the world a better place. Continue to give us the strength to work hard in the future and know we can rely on each other. As our time at Westminster comes to an end, let us remember the memories that we have made and cherish the time that we have with one another as we go on our new paths. In your name I pray, amen.
Our girls valedictorian joined us as a sophomore, having transferred from Northview High School, and she immediately immersed herself in the life of Westminster. She's enriched many clubs and areas of campus life, including our Writing Center, the Latin Club, and the academic quiz team, even being named honorable mention all-world team for the high school quiz bowl. In 2018, she was one of 2 students worldwide to earn a perfect score on the AP European History exam. In the fall, she will be enrolling at Harvard, where she hopes to study English, classics, and as much as she can of everything else. Please welcome to the podium for her valedictory address, Jessica Lau.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank my family, the faculty, the administration, and everyone in the Westminster community for supporting us all these years. I'd like to thank my hilarious friends for making every day of high school feel like a scene out of Pulp Fiction. To the faculty and administration, I don't think I ever fully grasped how hard your job is until having to teach the 4th graders for math class this year. And to my family, thank you for just putting up with me these last 18 years. You know, I think my Westminster was probably a little different from some of yours. I came here in 10th grade and missed most of the traditions that we speak of, but I don't think that changes the essence of what we all experienced. Case in point, on our last day of school, one of my friends sent me a Snapchat of him crying at the thought of leaving after 13 years here, 5,000 days. I didn't get it then. With no offense intended, I had thought for the last 3 years that I couldn't wait to leave here. But the next night, as I showed my sister a compilation of my friend's favorite funny videos, we laughed for about 20 minutes straight until I got to a Key and Peele Michael Jackson skit. And without any warning, on his first moonwalk, my laughter turned to tears when I realized that I would never again be able to just walk into a room and see my friends every day. I realized our meetings were numbered. As adults, we would certainly never see each other again more often than during occasional visits. Crying during Key and Peele skits aside, I had taken for granted how, as hard as school could be, it had also been a built-in time to see our friends, free from the pressures of the adult world, which is why it's so scary to leave it now. But the point isn't to scare anyone. To be honest, I don't know really why I'm up here, but the chance to say something to everyone one last time is still a privilege most don't get. And so the question that consumes me tonight isn't just how to reminisce now, but how do we appreciate where we are before the knowledge that we've lost it comes? School wasn't just tests, but it wasn't just sports competitions and club practices either. It was carved out time to build relationships with people. Even classes weren't one-way informational exchanges, but relationships built up with teachers. It's fitting then that it's so hard to separate some of my best memories with the academic settings they were in. From Mr. Brighty shouting, "Oh, Phoebe," while we read bad love poetry in the woods, to bursting into laughter when CJ, Neil, Charlie Ham, and Luke Janetta turned in a comic book about Kanye's song "Lift Yourself" for their final project in English. It's impossible to separate the characters from the setting, the stories we learned about from those we lived. It's learning the physical pain of being a medieval scribe while taking notes by hand for Miss D.E. or Dr. Combest. But it's also the banter before class and bonding over that work. It's secretly ordering ramen in the writing center and annoying our sponsors, Dr. Terry, Mr. Fapp, and Mrs. Klepper with the quiz bowl team. It's the dumb jokes that we made, like legendary fights in the class group me, or debating with Harrison Katz and Ryan Kennedy whether you could snort cough drops for maximum efficiency when I was sick. More than anything, it's these interstitial moments that made school more than just a stack of textbooks we used. And in a way, I learned as much from books and art history as I did from watching Alexis scroll through online shopping sites in class with her impeccable taste, which when she wasn't away dominating fencing tournaments with Raymond. Coming to Westminster, I was always struck by this feeling, walking down the hall, that I was in a movie, like A Separate Piece or Dead Poet Society. And I didn't realize until later that it wasn't the architecture or the way the sun hit, but the way you all interacted. Like banding together in Dr. Urson's class to pass a Harkness discussion when I still didn't know your names, or stumbling into Mr. Evans' room with Finswaite's class and meeting a headmaster from South Africa. I thought about trying to come up with a deep theme for this, but this isn't an essay, and as vague as it sounds, the advice to not live on autopilot is still the truest lesson I've ever learned too late. We may not be able to keep life from slipping past us, but I think being conscious of it already is a small victory. Emerson said that we are all eternally connected to each other by something called the Oversoul. That kind of makes it sound like the Alumni Association, but what's true is that everyone is a character in everyone else's story, and whether you realize it or not, every interaction and conversation you had with someone here, whether you were here 12 years or 3, mattered. Like Jack Gabriel, I remember you taking pity and teaching me how to win blackjack at prom. Or Catherine Lee, when you mentioned you love rock music. Or things like skipping stones on the Sea of Galilee with the Israel cats, and all of us buying the exact same tacky scarf as Jamel in Jerusalem just for the group pic. I could go on, but now, before college, we're left with the question of whose stories do we want to take with us? What funny moments seemed so mundane at the time, but will make you cry when you go home from throwing your cap in the air 36 hours from now? I know one day in sophomore year, the printers were broken, and without thinking, I offered to print something at home for a stranger. That tiny decision turned out to be the best one I've ever made. And that stranger, my first friend at the school, met completely by chance because Lauren Davidson and I have never had a single class together. And it makes me think that in a world dictated disproportionately by everything from a broken printer to the smallest joke, we can learn not to fear the big decisions before us, and there are many, since so often the truly important things happen in the millions of overlooked decisions that make up a life. We realize now we're about to leave this place, and Campbell will soon follow, but still, how do we appreciate where we are while knowing it must end? To this, I say that our lives may just be stories that cross and uncross sometimes, but we should never forget that we have agency in those stories. We all read and analyzed the heck out of The Great Gatsby this year, but I just want to say that some people think poor Nick is the richest character in that book, because he's the one who gives value to Gatsby and Daisy and everyone else by giving their lives the immortality of a story. Now, I'm not saying we should immortalize everything about high school, but I think the best we can do is to keep the past with us while looking to the future and always living in the present. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. Our boys valedictorian is an Alpha Omega who has captained both our math team and our state championship winning swim team. As percussion section leader with our wind ensemble, he has ambitiously played as many as 7 different instruments over the course of an evening concert. Interested in all subject areas, he has attended Westminster's language program in Strasbourg, France, and our marine biology course in Hawaii. In seeking ways to put his math skills to work, he worked at a nonprofit that relies on data science to seek out and to assist underinsured communities in the rural South. He'll be enrolling at Yale, where he hopes to study computer science and environmental engineering. We welcome to the stage our boys valedictorian for 2019, Dylan Vroon.
When I started to prepare this speech, I thought through my 13 years at Westminster and what made my time here so memorable. I realized that the people at this school are the leading contributor to my Westminster experience. So today, I would like to start by expressing gratitude for those around me, for those who have supported me, encouraged me, and challenged me. First, I would like to thank the faculty and the staff of Westminster. Teachers have a unique opportunity in our development, and that they have the ability to see the potential that we often can't even see in ourselves, and they cultivate this potential to better us as both students and individuals. Unfortunately, I don't have the time today to articulate my thanks to every teacher who's had a positive impact on my life, but here are some thank yous to some of the many members of the faculty and the staff who did just that for me and all of us. Thank you to Mrs. Hobart, who prompted my love for puzzles in pre-first with the introduction of Sudoku. Thank you to Mr. Frapp, who energized Monday advisements with creative games of Kahoot. Thank you to Mrs. Merchant, who will forever be the reason I pronounce natural log as lin and write f of x with a squiggly f. Thank you to Ms. Cowan, who gave our 9th grade selves some much-needed self-confidence through the jingles on our wrists during class discussions. Thank you to Mr. Giza, who came in early 2 Wednesdays ago to ensure that no one could see our senior prank. Really appreciated that. Okay. Thank you to Coach Loughran and Coach Jan, who taught me the importance of compartmentalization and teamwork. Thank you to Dr. Stewart and Mr. Martin, who made sure the percussionists all the way in the back of the band still had a chance to explore their musical interest. Thank you to Mr. Batchelor, whose signature, 745, my office, will haunt me for the rest of my life. Thank you to Dr. Hansen, who stayed patient while we butchered the French language time and time again. Thank you to Mr. Kaplan, who challenged our ability to code through fun and exciting projects. As I thought beyond the adults who have played a role in my Westminster career, I knew that the most important people who have made this experience so memorable to me are you, the people that make up the class of 2019. So thank you, and I want to specifically voice my gratitude for some highlights among us. Thank you to Sims, Marie, and Christina Luo for never failing to wow an audience with your ability to act, sing, and dance. Thank you to Andrew Zaks and your endless supply of perfectly timed jokes in assembly. Thank you to Lucas for providing us with many, I'll just call them conversation points in the class group meeting. Okay. Thank you to Sage for leading discussions about pertinent topics of today's society such as race, sexuality, and gender equality through Bridge. Thank you to Collier, whose charismatic grin and handshake combo could brighten anyone's worst day. Thank you to Alexis and Talia for being so good at your respective sports, it makes the rest of us look like 6th graders playing basketball in the amphitheater. Thank you to Halim for enhancing inner conversation with your outspoken and authentic voice. Thank you to Neil, simply for the fact that everything that comes out of your mouth is pure gold. Thank you to people like Kate Lindgren and Grant Pinkston for leading our grade in school spirit well beyond your responsibilities in student government. Thank you to Stephen Eisenhower for humbling anyone who dared to challenge you in chess. Maybe I'll beat you one day, maybe. Now, I could spend hours listing off all the talents, achievements, and quirks of the class of 2019, but I don't think anyone wants to be here all night, so I'll move on to something I think is even more important about our class, our ethos. Ethos is a term that I became familiar with through swimming, as Coach Loughran used it often in the context of the swim team. It can be described as the collective spirit of a community, or in this case, our grade. In a matter-of-fact sense, the class of 2019 possesses an ethos of hard work and of privilege, of talent and of preparedness to do great things in the coming years. But more importantly, we possess an ethos of friendship and of fun. And by friendship and fun, I mean that we recognize the importance of enjoying time with friends amidst the stress of school and all the other trials in our lives. One example that comes to mind is the day we played kickball in advisement. As many of you probably already know, the day we somehow managed to get the ball stuck in the tree, 30 feet off the ground. After 5 minutes of hurling any and every object towards the tree in the hopes of knocking the ball back to the ground, it was still lodged in the tree, alongside 3 shoes, dangling from the branches by their shoelaces. Despite our lack of success, I will always remember all of us out on Spatio, laughing and smiling as we worked to get the ball down or spectated from the steps of Presley. And this fun was not limited to the euphoria associated with second semester senior year either. I've witnessed, as I'm sure we all have, these moments of hilarity with our classmates throughout our time at Westminster, whether they be in advisement, in sports, in class, in extracurriculars, or in many other places outside of school. Though I will admit you will be hard-pressed to find these moments in a 70-minute A-push lecture. Thanks again, Mr. Batchelor. Moments like these are vital to our Westminster experience and will always stand out as we reflect on our time here. To quote the legendary singer and songwriter Tom Petty, "You will never remember class time, but you'll remember the time you wasted hanging out with your friends." So as we walk through these halls for the last time in the next couple of days, I hope that you do these 3 things. First, take a long, hard look at Campbell, because we all know it will be the first of many buildings to get Love Challenge Lead changed. Second, appreciate the friendships we have fostered in our time at Westminster and the good times that have accompanied these friendships. Finally, as we transition into the next chapter of our lives, I hope we maintain these friendships and that we carry the ethos of the class of 2019 with us wherever we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Dylan, and thank you, Jessica. I'd like another round of applause for our 2 valedictorians. Outstanding. Our girls' salutatorian served as a member of the Fulton County Youth Advisory Board and will be attending Duke University. Our boys' salutatorian will be enrolling as an Olin School of Business Scholar at Washington University in St. Louis. Our congratulations to Naima Turbis and Alex Green. We have a special guest with us here to announce our Academy appointment, Lieutenant Colonel Anthony Giardino of the United States Marine Corps Reserve, a graduate of the Naval Academy's class of 1998. Please welcome Colonel Giardino.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Evans. It's my distinct privilege to be here tonight and take an opportunity to recognize someone amongst your midst with a very significant honor. Tommy Rankin has earned this honor through an appointment to the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a little bit of background on where is he going. Since 1845, the Naval Academy has graduated leaders for our nation. Its mission to develop midshipmen morally, mentally, and physically, and to imbue them with the highest ideals of duty, honor, and loyalty, to provide graduates who are dedicated to a career of naval service and have potential for future development in mind and character to assume the highest responsibilities of command, citizenship, and government. That's the Naval Academy's mission statement. It's reflective of the values of Westminster, and Tommy is moving on in his life journey into that environment, and he will exceed and excel. Alongside prior graduates of that school, such as President Carter, Senator McCain, Wendy Lawrence, one of the first women in space, and more recently, Doug Zembeck, Meghan McClung, and Westminster's very own Bobby Jones. So this year, though, what does that really mean? What has Tommy accomplished? Well, he was one of about 16,000 students from throughout the nation who applied for one of approximately 1,200 appointments to the Naval Academy's class of 2023. The admissions process is unique, and it requires each student to apply for and receive a nomination, most commonly from their congressman or senator, complete a thorough medical examination, successfully pass a physical fitness evaluation, and also have the usual submission of transcripts, recommendations, and essays. So the screening is thorough, and it's focused on an end result of selecting those well-rounded individuals who've demonstrated leadership potential to serve their nation and a willingness to accept responsibility, along with outstanding academic credentials. And this appointment is unique to the Naval Academy because it's equivalent to what is a 4-year full ride scholarship. It includes all tuition, room and board, the best the United States government can offer, in a very scenic location along the banks of the Severn River in Annapolis, Maryland. So Tommy will have plenty of visitors from his classmates here who are at Washington, D.C. on the weekends, I hope, as the years go on. Full medical and dental benefits, and a monthly midshipman stipend. After that 4-year curriculum, students and graduates of the Naval Academy receive a Bachelor of Science degree in one of 25 majors, and they earn, they're not given, they earn a commission as an officer in the United States Navy or the United States Marine Corps. I think Westminster should be very proud of Tommy's achievements and accomplishments. On behalf of the Superintendent of the United States Naval Academy, it's my distinct pleasure to present this certificate of appointment to the Naval Academy's class of 2023. Would you all please join me in giving Tommy a big round of applause?
The Forensics Award. The Forensics Award goes to a student who led the debate team with substantial contributions to the research efforts and an excellent competitive record. Every day, this senior brought focus and maturity to the program, working with teammates or independently in the debate office for hours after school, while also carrying top grades in a difficult course load. From the time he joined the team as an 8th grader, through his ranking among the top 10 in the nation as a senior, finishing in the later elimination rounds of both national championships, this student has dedicated himself to excellence in debate competition. The student's leadership will be a lasting contribution to the team's talent and culture, not only through his model work ethic, but also because of his constant willingness to mentor younger students by debating with and against them. Please join me in congratulating Christopher Raskow.
The 2019 winner of the Westminster Band Leadership Award demonstrates the highest standards of musical and personal deportment, demonstrating artistic excellence in every phase of the instrumental music program, wind ensemble, symphony orchestra, chamber ensemble, and jazz. He is technically adept, but even more, a creative soul with emotional depth and strength of character. We are honored to extend the Performing Arts Band Award to Benjamin Egan. The Frank Boggs Vocal Achievement Award is given each year to a senior whose performances in choral and solo repertoire have been exceptional, whose dedication to the choral program has been noteworthy, and whose long-term goals include the possibility of a career in professional music. The award, which is named for Westminster's revered choral director, Frank Boggs, is given this year to a dedicated student singer. This year's recipient has been a men's a cappella leader and a crucial member of ensemble, chorus, and chorale. He is a gifted singer, pianist, arranger, and thespian, a truly multi-talented musician. Congratulations to Sims Keister. The Performing Arts Department is honored to celebrate 2 students who have made exceptional contributions to theater arts at Westminster. Our first recipient leads the Westminster Players with a bright, positive spirit and a commitment to excellence in every endeavor. She is an extraordinary actress and leader, and she forever enriched our department by creating a film club, which she expanded to establish the first Westminster Film Festival in May of 2018. Her innovation, dedication, and cheer have infused energy into our company of players that will last for a long time. Our second recipient commits wholeheartedly to master-level achievement, working incessantly to better theater arts at Westminster. She is the first and only student to direct a main stage production at Westminster, and she earned this honor through dedication as a versatile playwright, accomplished actress, associate director, players president, and backstage technician. Next year, we will dearly miss her excellent leadership, her dedication, and her heart. Congratulations to Adelaide Burrows and Sangmi Lee. The Norma Allen Gabeline Orchestra Award is presented to the Chamber Orchestra Senior who best exemplifies the pursuit of excellence in orchestral studies and performance. This year's recipient has demonstrated the highest caliber of performance and personal deportment in solo violin, chamber music, and large ensemble. In addition to her responsibilities as concertmaster of the Westminster Chamber Orchestra, she has also been a member of the Atlanta Symphony Youth Orchestra. She will be attending the prestigious Manhattan School of Music in the fall to pursue a degree in violin performance. With gratitude and pride, it is an honor to present the Norma Allen Gabeline Orchestra Award to Mimi Knesny.
Good evening. The 3 Senior Art Awards are presented to students who exemplify excellence in different media within the visual arts. They make their inner voice manifest and realize their visions in ways that encourage the rest of us to join them in a world of possibility. The recipient for drawing and painting is always in the studio. She is attentive to every detail and forgoes the outside world if it means attaining the right shade of green, the right number of lines, the right amount of red. In contrast to her studio demeanor, Carpe Diem might as well be tattooed on her forehead. Her artwork is about a life well lived, spending time with those we love, places traveled, about discovery of self and the world. The recipient for 3D design wastes no time getting to work. She chooses and examines her materials with a diagnostic eye and works to highlight their form as a treasure for all to take note. From a bright but soft feathery edge to a hard, aggressive steel line, her work demands our attention and steers us to the essence of her story. She confronts ambiguity and uses the art of play to transform ordinary, everyday objects into wearable statements. The recipient for digital imaging is a cultural mixologist. She creates collages that capture the energy and passion behind the last century's most memorable artists. She is adept at turning one art form into another and showing us what we could only previously hear. Her mastery of design, technology, and cultural appropriation combines to become the ultimate triple threat. With great pleasure, I present these Senior Art Awards to Sasha Fousson, Cece Blasingame and Caroline Hertzfeld.
Westminster's athletic program is firmly rooted in the commitment to team and school. And tonight we will honor those seniors who have dedicated their time and effort and athletic talents to Westminster with their year-round, three-season participation in their final year. And so as I call your name, please come to the stage to be recognized and receive your three-season athlete certificate. Shreya at Murray. Cece Bassett. Eva Baitlin. Kate Carson. Kate Grabowski. Marian Kranagi. Kate Lindgren. Ansley McNeil. Elizabeth Rothschild. Matthew Schmall. And Lily Stewart. Our first most outstanding senior female athlete for the class of 2019 will graduate with a remarkable 4 state team championships and 5 individual state titles, earning 9 varsity letters, 4 in cross country, 1 in basketball, and 4 in track and field. She currently holds the school record in 7 track and field events, as well as the all-time state record in the 800-meter run. In cross country, she holds the school's fastest ever time by 25 seconds. A 2-time captain and 3-time All-American, she is described by her coach as a kind, supportive teammate and one of the most dedicated athletes I've ever coached. Next year, she'll be competing in cross country and track and field as a scholarship student athlete at Duke University. It's a pleasure to introduce the most outstanding senior female athlete for 2019, Naima Turbis. Our most outstanding senior male athlete earned 8 varsity letters during his time as a Wildcat, 3 in football, 1 in basketball, and 4 in soccer. A 3-year starter in football, he was selected as an all-state player in 2017 and 2018, and was this year's Charlie Brake MVP Award winner. In addition to being honored as the AAA Kicker of the Year, he was ranked the number 5 kicker in the nation in his senior year. In soccer, this team captain was a 2018 first-team All-American and was named the Georgia State Player of the Year. He will be playing in the state championship tomorrow night with a chance to lead his Wildcats to their 3rd straight state title. He will attend Duke University next year as a scholarship student athlete in football. It's a pleasure to introduce the most outstanding senior male athlete for 2019, Charlie Ham. Our next most outstanding senior female athlete for the graduating class of 2019 earned 12 varsity letters, 4 each in softball, swimming, and soccer. Described by our coaches as the epitome of humility and grace, her ability to put team first has no doubt contributed to her 5 state championships with an opportunity for number 6 tomorrow night. A 3-sport team captain, she earned all-region honors and team MVP in softball, all-state honors 2 times in swimming, and team MVP in soccer. Next year, she'll be attending Davidson College as a scholarship student-athlete in the sport of soccer. It's a pleasure to introduce the most outstanding senior female athlete for 2019, Cece Bassett.
The winners of the Goizueta Foundation Modern and Classical Languages Awards are not only outstanding foreign language students, but they have also reached beyond the classroom to broaden their individual perspectives and make their own contributions to international understanding. Through their initiative and leadership, they have demonstrated that knowledge of other cultures provides a valuable reference point for appreciating and expanding one's own life, while also finding meaning and purpose in the larger world. In recognition of their achievements and in appreciation of their promise, we honor the following seniors. In Chinese, Michaela Sanders. In French, Sophie Miller. In Latin, Jessica Lau. And for Spanish, Asada Quinachet.
I'm presenting the George R. Lamplugh Excellence in American History Award on behalf of Dr. Convest, who couldn't be here tonight. The George R. Lamplugh Excellence in American History Award, honoring Dr. Lamplugh and his 37 years of superb service to Westminster and the History Department, is presented to an outstanding senior student in advanced placement United States history. In addition to outstanding overall academic and athletic achievements, this student possesses the hallmarks of a great historian: a relentless work ethic, an attention to detail, and a conceptual understanding that is as broad as it is deep. For her care and conscientiousness, as well as her desire to learn with others, we honor Eliza Normark.
The Gwendolyn M. Cleghorn Award. This year's recipient is a devoted writer whose love for language and literature has informed not only her own work, but also her generosity to others. When she began her role as a mentor in the Writing Center, she proved to be a natural, helping peers to sharpen arguments and to clarify ideas In her own writing, she goes for the jugular, exploring contradictions and challenges with insight and courage. As a writing fellow, her persistence helped her to write a novel, no small feat for a busy Westminster student. We congratulate and thank her for her many contributions to this community. The English Department honors Izzy Samardi. The David T. Lauderdale Jr. Memorial Award. This year's recipient of the Lauderdale Award is an excellent creative writer who experiments with many genres, including flash fiction, poetry, and creative nonfiction. As a writing fellow, he completed a science fiction novel that contained nuanced character development and careful attention to form. Teachers note his passion for language and literature, which has motivated many of his achievements and signaled his gifts as a promising young writer. The English Department honors Graham Katz. Unfortunately, Graham is ill this evening, so we will present his award at another time. The Leila Mason Venable Eldridge Memorial Award. A graduate of the North Avenue Presbyterian School, Mrs. Leila Mason Venable Eldridge made provision in her will for special awards bearing her name to go to the senior girl and boy who have shown the highest quality of scholarship in the humanities. The first Eldridge recipient is a quiet fury of literary genius, a swirl of energy, rushing into a room, sharing ideas or posing questions, and then speeding out again, pausing only to give an enthusiastic thank you. She is humble, she is gracious, synthesizing classmates' ideas in a manner that elevates discussion without excluding others. Generous with her time, deliberate with her thoughts, and considerate with her actions. She is known for reading scholarly criticism, writing award-winning essays, and creating multimedia art. The second recipient understands that at the heart of excellence in the humanities is an appreciation for the breadth of human experiences, and the student deeply understands their range and richness. His work has demonstrated that we can grow our moral imagination just as studying the literature and cultures of others has shaped his work. For his contributions as a writing fellow and as a consistently engaged student, we thank him for making this community better. It is our pleasure to honor Jessica Lau and Christopher Johnston.
The Robert M. Sims Math Science Award. This award was established in recognition of Bob Sims' 36 years of dedicated service as an administrator, chemistry teacher, soccer coach, and friend to many. Each year, the mathematics and science faculties honor 2 senior students who have distinguished themselves in the most challenging mathematics and science courses. This year, the mathematics and science faculties present this award to Isabella Pooh and Grady Thomas.
The Branham Award is presented each year to the senior girl who has made great progress during her upper school years. This student is known for her strong work ethic, perseverance, and love for those around her. Often seen studying early in the morning at Turner or later in the day at Presley, she is a steady presence in her class and someone teachers can always count on. This young lady was an integral part of the volleyball program for 4 years and a dedicated member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. She is committed to her own growth, academic and extracurricular, accepting challenges that arise with grace and optimism. On behalf of the faculty, it is my pleasure to present the Branham Award to Emily Hansen. The Berry Senior Award goes to a young man whose upper school career has demonstrated qualities of intellectual achievement, high character, academic progress, and a positive attitude. This year's recipient is a Renaissance man who is known for being imaginative, empathetic, and kind. As a scholar, he continually strives to improve, not settling, but overcoming obstacles through perseverance and intellect. Outside of class, he is captain of the varsity swim team and a discovery leader. He has also volunteered with various nonprofit groups, including the Georgia Aquarium, and hopes to work in a related field someday. We are pleased to present the Berry Award to Donovan Mitchell.
The recipient of the Dean's Award exemplifies tenacity and composure in her desire to organize and serve. She is kind, dedicated, and supportive, and her classmates are naturally drawn to her poise under pressure. Her presence in the classroom, in student government, and on the athletic field instills them with confidence. This individual is wise beyond her years. She takes responsibility seriously, is fair-minded, and sacrifices her personal desires in favor of the common good in everything she does. As such, she is a natural leader and has been described as the glue that holds every group together. The recipient of the Dean's Award is an inspiration and a credit to your class and to our school. It is my honor to present this award to Marion Carnaghi.
The Vernon S. Broyles Jr. Christian Leadership Award honors the memory of one of the founding fathers of Westminster. As senior minister of North Avenue Presbyterian Church, Dr. Broyles was a guiding and supportive influence in the transition from the old to the new, as he laid the groundwork for the establishment of Westminster as it is today. He served as chairman of the Board of Trustees from the inception of Westminster until his retirement in 1970. These two students have contributed deeply to campus life at Westminster, and each of their greatest contributions has been through their Christian leadership. Both are role models in how to love one's fellow students through compassion and caring. The first recipient has shown tremendous leadership in coordinating the speakers and logistics for Friday morning fellowship while leading her team within the Christian Life Council. She demonstrates what it means to be a servant leader who seeks to lift others above herself. She has shown this through her leadership in Service Corps and the Christian Life Council. The next recipient has taken a leadership role in every aspect of the Christian Life Council.
He brings energy and enthusiasm to everything that he does through welcoming students from all grades to be full participants in every event. His work with WCAT and the Christian Life Council has shown his commitment to lead and guide those around him. It is with great pleasure that I present the Vernon S. Broyles Jr. Christian Leadership Awards to Sophie Miller and William Fauché.
The President's Volunteer Service Award. The President's Volunteer Service Award is presented by the President's Council on Service and Civic Engagement through the Points of Light Foundation to recognize those students who have devoted 100 hours or more to volunteering in their communities and whose volunteer time has been tracked and certified by both Westminster and the Points of Light Foundation. This annual award recognizes individual students' dedication to volunteer service and signifies that they have served their community and their country with distinction. This year, we had 26 upper school students receive this award, including one member of the senior class. This senior recipient has a long history of philanthropy and service in her many years at Westminster. In addition to her volunteer work with the International Rescue Committee, she has been a mentor, discovery leader, and the lead teen volunteer for the Odyssey program. I am honored to recognize this year's senior recipient of the President's Volunteer Service Award, Zoe Grace Hargrove. The Community Service Award. The Community Service Award recognizes a member of the senior class who has reached out to help others by volunteering in the community and serving as a role model for others of how to make a difference in society. The recipient of this award is an exemplary servant leader. A member of Service Corps since 10th grade, she has played an integral part in the design, funding, and implementation of many student service initiatives. She is a quiet but fierce agent of change who lives her conviction for sustainability and environmental issues in her daily choices, mentorship of peers, and leadership in Westminster's Eco Club. For her passion, vision, partnership, and her tremendous servant's heart, we are pleased to recognize Gena Chobel.
Established by the class of 1999 as a symbol of their exceptional spirit and voted on every year by the members of the senior class, this award honors 2 students who have celebrated their peers in all their endeavors, providing extraordinary support and encouragement to them. By a vote of the class of 2019, the recipients of the Spirit Award are Anna Smith and Walker Clark. The Croft family, in memory of Mr. and Mrs. Edward S. Croft Jr. and Ms. Sarah Croswell Croft, class of 1973, presents a Service and Fellowship Award to the graduating senior girl and boy who best exemplify the ideals of personal integrity, strength of character, selfless service, a positive and upbeat attitude, a zest for life and learning, and true fellowship with their classmates and other members of the school community. The recipients are chosen from a list of candidates nominated by their classmates. This year, we are pleased to honor Reese Kimball and Fair Araras. Our community responds especially well to thoughtful and creative forms of leadership. This year's award recipient harnessed his interest in the art of communication, which fostered a memorable and unique leadership style. Faculty have admirably noted that the size of the stage does not seem to change the award recipient's approach to life. Whether in a WCAT production, an assembly, a poetry reading, or an everyday hallway conversation, he always takes interest and approaches others with his signature combination of authenticity, humor, and empathy. By staying true to these core values, he has helped to sustain a level of school spirit and camaraderie throughout the upper school. For his positive impact in the classroom and across the Westminster student body, we extend our gratitude and offer the Head of Upper School Award to Andrew Zaks. For the presentation of the senior gift, I'd like to call Caroline Clark and Grant Pinkston up here.
Hi. I'm Caroline Clark, and Grant Pinkston and I are members of student government.
Student government had a big year organizing field day, homecoming events, and dances throughout the year. We also did service projects that partnered with Habitat for Humanity and Pride for Parents.
We're excited to announce that our class will be donating our remaining funds to create the Class of 2019 Student Fund, which is a financial aid fund that will ensure that all students can take advantage of the full Westminster experience. The fund will support expenses beyond tuition, like senior t-shirts, prom tickets, textbooks, college visits, and testing fees.
This money is coming from fundraisers like selling our senior t-shirts and prom tickets. We are excited to see future classes continue this trend of giving back to Westminster. Thanks to the class of 2019 for their support in this gift.
And thank you, class, for that gift. That means more than you would even know. Those kinds of resources make a big, big difference for many, many students here, so thank you very much. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup is awarded to a senior who has demonstrated outstanding qualities of scholarship, leadership, and participation in school and community life. Having taken part in our global programs in Kenya and in China, this cross-disciplinary thinker is known for his curiosity and understanding other cultures. A member of our Honor Council, he has left an impressive mark on our Discovery Outdoor Leadership program by offering his own innovative lesson plans. He has helped to win 2 state championships as a member of our academic quiz team, and he has gained an understanding of the city through his extensive volunteer work at Zoo Atlanta and at Fernbank Museum of Natural History. It is an honor to award this year's Atlanta Journal-Constitution Cup to Cole Walker. The Thurza S. Askew Nobility Award. The former principal of the North Avenue Presbyterian School, Thurza Askew is a model of nobility, service, leadership, and devotion to ideals, dignity, and courage. This year's recipient exudes great enthusiasm, passion, and dedication for everything she does. A leader of the Café Con Leche Affinity Group, she is a dedicated leader for the rights of others, caring for the dignity and justice of all. She challenges peers and faculty alike to be good citizens of the world and has made a significant difference through such programs as Art Heals, Girls, and Creating Community. Her positive attitude, determination, and impactful leadership hold us all to a higher standard. It is with great pleasure that we present this award to Regina Morales. Judith A. Smith Citizenship Award. The Judith A. Smith Citizenship Award recognizes a young woman whose presence has enriched Westminster in a myriad of ways. Known for her superb and selfless leadership, this year's recipient dedicates herself to helping others. In our school community, she has consistently been a leader with student council as a class officer, served on the Christian Life Committee, led a Bible study each year, participated in 3 sports, and volunteered as an admission ambassador. In our greater community, she has tirelessly worked with over 15 different philanthropies, including spearheading the Reading Readiness Program with Agape for the last 4 years. With our appreciation, we honor Kate Lindgren. James G. Patton Citizenship Award. This award encompasses honor, service, courage, and leadership, all characteristics epitomized by James G. Patton, teacher, coach, and dean of students at Westminster for 38 years. Our 2019 recipient is beloved by classmates and faculty. He demonstrates strong leadership and kindness in his everyday life and positively influences others. When he's not studying in the college counseling office, he engages in meaningful conversation with peers and adults alike. As an integral member of Service Corps, Honor Council, Varsity Lacrosse, and WCAT, this young man leads with his heart and will continue to enrich all of his communities. We are honored to extend the James G. Patton Citizenship Award to Collier Ballard. Frances Isabel Outler Memorial Award. The Frances Isabel Outler Memorial Award honors the senior girl who has contributed to all phases of school life. Named for a highly respected former English teacher and college counselor, the award is given to a student who has shown excellence in scholarship, service, responsibility, and character. This year's recipient is known for her positive impact in multiple sections of campus life. Through music as a saxophonist in our wind ensemble, through encouraging dialogue regarding current events as a contributor to Byline, and through cultural gatherings as a student leader within our Chinese club and our Black Student Affinity Group. Her presentation abilities and advocacy work with Circle of Women inspire her peers, and she courageously cheers for all of her teammates, representing the sisterhood that characterizes our girls' cross-country team. With admiration, we present the Frances Isabel Outler Memorial Award to Naima Turbis. The Richard L. Hull Memorial Award. The Richard L. Hull Memorial Award is presented to the senior boy who has contributed the most to all phases of school life. This year's recipient is a campus leader every day in numerous ways, from organizing a school-wide Capture the Flag competition as a vice president for his class, to training future leaders in outdoor skills and team-building exercises as a discovery leader. He is also a supportive classmate and friend, attends numerous sporting events, plays, or other school events to support his classmates. Moreover, he is not afraid to push himself to try something new, from attending Mount Kenya Academy to the Maine Coast semester at Chewonki. He is what we hope for in all of our students. He is a scholar, holds a love for his community, is a natural leader, and lives his life with courage to always do his best. With great pleasure, we present the Richard L. Hall Memorial Award to Grant Pinkston. I'd like to now ask Drew Hochstein to come forward and offer our closing prayer.
Please pray with me. Dear God, thank you for bringing us all here this evening to celebrate the accomplishments of all of our amazing classmates, to rejoice with all of our friends and family, and to express gratitude to our school and its community. We will always be grateful for the amazing opportunities that we have received through our years and for the strong friendships that we have forged during our time at Westminster, both in and out of the classroom. We ask that as we leave this school, this town, and maybe even this state, that you always remind us that our friends will always be there to support us in times of need, but also to celebrate with us in times of joy. We pray for the well-being of all of our fellow classmates as we make the transition into college and into the start of our adult lives. And we hope that you will help to guide us as we enter this new and exciting stage in our life. In your name we pray, amen.
I'd like to offer one final thought before we close. When we leave here this evening, we're going to have a reception right out in the foyer, and then when we eventually depart to go home, you're going to walk through the graduation seating and the stage and all of those things that you'll see on what should be a brilliant, beautiful day on Saturday. On that day, we're going to call every one of the class of 2019 forward. We're going to offer you a diploma. And I want you to think for just a second about this evening and about that morning and about that diploma. I want to call your attention particularly to the left-hand side of the program, where the names that are associated with each of these awards are listed. Each one of those names represents a giant of the history of this school, someone whose name might be on a building here. Others of those awards represent somebody who wanted to be a cheerleader for Westminster students going forward. They wanted to memorialize something that was important to them by offering this award. But the thing that I know for certain is that they were all thinking of this night. They were all thinking of the night that we would gather a graduating class together that had come together throughout the year, had provided outstanding leadership for this school, that had held each other up in the pursuit of excellence of all different kinds and the diverse array that this class offers, and cheered each other on. That's what they were all thinking about. You all have been outstanding. You've been an outstanding class this year. You've done an outstanding job, particularly in your senior year of leading the school. And what I would tell you with 100% certainty, without even knowing most of the people that sponsored or these awards are named for, is they would be proud of you. They would be proud of each one of you. This is the evening that they were thinking of. This is the evening that they were imagining when they built this school, when they funded one of these awards, when they thought about how they could support each one of you in this moment. And so as you leave here this evening, please keep that in mind. Keep in mind that this place is now a part of you, that you are a part of it, that the expectations for your excellence and service and character are not going to end with the handing of that diploma. that these people's dreams for you were bigger than that, and your dreams for yourself are bigger than that. And so take this place with you. Take the history of it with you. Know that you're a part of it. Know that you're obviously always welcome back. We'd love to have you back all the time. And as we go through tomorrow evening's baccalaureate and Saturday morning's commencement, become one of these giants in your own way. With that, I want to offer our congratulations to each one of our award recipients this evening and each member of the class of 2019. Welcome you to our reception, and thank you so much for being with us. We're adjourned.